Hello everyone, I'm Marsha Blackburn, and how pleased I am to join you for this inaugural summit, looking at modern day conflict, looking at these emerging threats. And when we look at the world writ large and looking at the axis of evil with Russia, China, Iran, North Korea, and focusing on what has happened with Russia and Ukraine, it really pushes us to looking forward at how we're going to deal with these conflicts. So I hope that you're going to keep up the momentum that you are starting today, because it is imperative that we develop an understanding, a true understanding of these threats, where they're coming from, and look at how we maintain peace through strength and address this properly. So it's encouraging to me to see that our Tennesseans are truly leading the way on this. So thank you for the time that you are spending at the Modern Conflict and Emerging Threats Conference. I sit on the Senate Armed Services Subcommittee on emerging threats and capabilities. So at this subcommittee, we're addressing on a continuing basis much of what you were discussing. We're looking primarily at hypersonic development, testing, defense. And I have made certain that Arnold Engineering Facility there in Tullahoma, it is going to be our area where we do our infrastructure testing, where we do our hypersonic testing. This is a jewel in our DoD defense platform and for our Air Force. It's also growing in importance as we have much of Space Force that is going to be headquartered in Huntsville. And of course, that hypersonic testing is going to be done there at Arnold Engineering. So we're pleased to have that in the volunteer state, and you're going to see more capability and capacity at Arnold in the years to come. On the cybersecurity front, I'm working closely with my colleagues in a bipartisan basis. We're working on the Info Act, which is going to provide some additional resources that the State Department and the U.S. Agency on Global Media need in order to help Ukrainians and Russians there to keep in contact and to be able to get their message out when they are facing rogue regimes. And we also are working to not only combat that propaganda that some of these rogue actors try to put out, and voices for freedom that they try to silence. But we also have 2 pilot programs that have been successful getting put in place that combat domestic cyber threats against our critical infrastructure. This is programmatic work, and it's also human capital work that we are putting in place. So, and to Vanderbilt, to Chancellor Dearmeyer, thank you for the efforts and the energy you're putting into this. I hope you all will stay in touch with us on social media. It's at Marsha Blackburn, and our website, blackburn.senate.gov.
Hello, I'm United States Senator Bill Hagerty. As a Tennessean, as former U.S. Ambassador to Japan, and most importantly for this occasion, a proud Vanderbilt alum, I'm delighted to welcome you to the volunteer state and to this important summit on modern conflict and emerging threats. This summit comes at a time when the United States faces many significant challenges to our national security, including the rise and the resurgence of great powers and the spread of disruptive and potentially destructive technologies. China, under the Chinese Communist Party, poses the biggest diplomatic, economic, technological, and military challenge to the United States and their allies in the 21st century. The Chinese Communist Party is engaged in massive intellectual property theft, far-reaching industrial policy, and other strategies aimed at ensuring China leapfrogs the United States and our partners, both economically and technologically, to achieve global preeminence by 2049. Beijing is pursuing a massive buildup of nuclear and conventional military capabilities, with an eye toward asserting its will with regard to Taiwan and the Indo-Pacific region. As we look at what's happening in Russia's invasion of Ukraine, we should be asking ourselves not only what we should learn from this tragic conflict, but also what the Chinese Communist Party is learning from it. You can look to your phone right now and see videos and images documenting the aggression and the atrocities of Vladimir Putin in Ukraine in almost real time. This is a new phenomenon, and the global proliferation of information highlights the need for trusted information and communication technologies. Last year, America was hit by a ransomware attack that suspended operation of the Colonial Pipeline system for 6 days. This attack showed the vital need to enhance intergovernmental information sharing and to incentivize cooperation between the government and private industry on cybersecurity. Offensive cybersecurity capabilities, even in the hands of adversaries with limited resources, pose a very real threat to critical infrastructure and valuable information and intelligence. These significant national security challenges underscore why it is so important for our Tennessee institutions to invest and innovate interdisciplinary solutions that better defend the United States in modern times. During the course of this summit, you'll hear from experts from the military, industry, academic, and intelligence communities on a range of topics related to our national security. We need to leverage the scope of all fields that contribute to the strength and defense of our nation. And I'm proud that Tennessee and my alma mater will be leading that charge. Thank you, enjoy the event, and may God bless.